Hi and welcome, legends. Hope you all had a great weekend, got some rest. Nice bumpy action here from the price of Bitcoin. Can we go to all-time highs? That is the question. Right, let me just put myself on the screen here for you guys. There we go. Oh, I need to put my light on. There we go. How is everyone doing? Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining. Sorry, I am feeling a little bit dizzy. Not sure why. What is happening with the price of Bitcoin? Let's analyze the situation. Let's go through some comments. Let's do some TA on your favorite altcoins over here. Welcome in the house. Pablo, I see you. Good morning all. Yeah, it's actually afternoon here in South Africa. 18 minutes past 1. Right. What else? Who else do we have in the house? Sal123, South Africa. Okay. Alexander 79, hi, welcome. Mol, legend in the house here. Yo devil, definitely we can go to all-time highs. What am I seeing in the charts? What does the data tell us? What are the invalidation points? And we have guys, what is happening tomorrow? Can anyone tell me what is happening tomorrow? Anyone know what's happening tomorrow? Let me know. Do you guys know what's happening tomorrow? Okay, I'm quite excited for tomorrow. It could give us that momentum here to the upside. Right, altyd op vakansie, Chris. From Tokyo, Japan, Lee Fisher, thanks for joining, I appreciate it. Full moon, yes, Claude Scholes. Full moon is tomorrow in the making. Right, hi from India, Hemra. Thanks for joining. Green Tech Pump. Haha. Is that what's going to happen tomorrow? Well, yes. Let's jump into the price of Bitcoin over here, and I can show you guys what I've got here on my screen. Let's see. Yes. Okay. Do you guys see what I've got over here? Right. Purely based on data. You can see and I'm not going to look at the entire structure, just zooming in here onto the 4 hour, you can see when we had a full moon, we had nice little momentum here to the upside. We had a bare moon or a new moon, momentum to the downside, momentum to the upside, momentum to the downside. And tomorrow, depending on what time, really doesn't matter, but tomorrow in general, we have the new full moon printing over here. Will this give us that steam and that momentum here to the upside to come and claim the highs? Only time will tell, but definitely a bullish sign purely based on data. Okay. I mean, the data doesn't lie. So, I mean, we all know what happened with this full moon over here. We had upwards momentum, we had a higher low, and then we still had momentum to the upside. And we all know what happened when this eclipse moon printed over here. I still remember discussing, well, is it going to be a nothing burger? Will the eclipse actually make it more powerful or invalidate this new moon over here? And then this is what happened, scaring the crap out of everyone. And now perhaps we have found the bottom over here. Will this new moon give us a little bit more juice here to the upside? We'll analyze the price of Bitcoin. Obviously this is on the 4 hour time frame, so from a higher time frame perspective it does look bullish at the moment. And also from a smaller time frame perspective, which we'll go in right now, there's some clear invalidation points that I will definitely be watching. Right. Just want to make sure, yeah, my mic's working. Everyone can hear me. Right. TA on Filecoin. I did see your comment over there. Definitely look at Filecoin. Irina, welcome in the house. Hi, Devold. Hi. Thanks for joining. And cool. That's basically caught up with the comments at the moment. Right. So that is basically what I'm watching. I also want to jump a little bit through fundamental news here. And yeah, yes, guys, sorry about the early live stream today. I made a little bit of a stuff up during the recording. Not going to go into detail, so I decided let's do a live stream. Let's rather talk about what's happening over here, make it more conversational, go through the com section, look at some of your favorite altcoins, and see what is happening with the market. Okay, so now I can take all this out the way, delete it. I've said what I needed to say here on the moon phases. Also, what I'm looking at here is when you take a fixed range profile, okay? Yeah, fixed range volume profile. from this entire consolidation area over here to where we are right now, okay, you can see that we have acceptance back inside of the range. And from a range trading perspective, if you're a range trader, you know that when you have a deviation above, you get acceptance inside, you take profits at the lows. You have a deviation, you get acceptance back inside, you take profits at the high. You have a deviation, okay, we didn't quite hit the low over there, and hopefully you did take profits on your way down, but then again we had a deviation above, we got acceptance inside of the range, and now we're at the bottom, okay, where we had another deviation. So is this simply a deviation here to the bottom, where we came up, we retested it as support, and now we're finding upwards momentum for us to come and take profits at the top of the range again? So perhaps it is as simple as that. From a higher time frame perspective, the price does actually look quite bullish. We have acceptance back inside the range. We have a full moon printing tomorrow, which could give us that buying pressure, pushing price to higher levels. We had the halving that took place during the weekend, and so far so good. I will go into a little bit more on this price action over here in a second. Let's first go have a look at some fundamental news around the world. What is the sentiment like? Are we bullish? Are we bearish? Is there anything crazy happening? Okay, take this out the way. Also, what I would like to mention to you guys is I started opening up some swing positions again, right? And the reason I opened up these swing positions last week, I started opening up some of these swing positions, and I've added to some of them. Still small. I would like to get some of them a lot bigger than what they are right now here on Bybit, and I will share with you guys why I opened these swing positions. I've got 9 positions open here at the moment. I would like to add a couple more, and I would also like to grow some of these positions. And I also have a clear invalidation. Positions are already protected from a stop loss perspective, and I'm just leaving them a little bit to run. Okay, I haven't put in my profit targets just as yet, so I am still expecting a little bit of upwards momentum, and I will also show you where my invalidation is and where I will add back if I get stopped out. Okay. But here on Bybit, I've opened up my larger positions. I like Bybit for my larger swing trades here to the upside. Also, like I've mentioned last week during my live streams, I've also added very aggressively to my spot bags on more than 9 coins over here. These are just small little swing positions I opened. And for Bybit, you get 20% fee reduction. So it really helps with those swing positions when you use my link to sign up and trade. Also 30K bonus. Depending on how much you deposit and trade. I've also added Blowfin. Last week you guys heard I spoke about Blowfin, where you don't have to KYC, great alternative, and Mexi with the lowest fees and also a $20,000 bonus when you use these links to sign up. So let's see how this is going to play out over the next weeks, and we'll see how long I have to keep these positions open and where I'm planning to take profits. Okay, right. What else? Let's go through the fundamental news, and then I will go through the comments. I'll say hi to everyone. I will TA some of your favorite altcoins here, but let's go look at some market sentiment out here. What I found interesting, okay, before I go, let me just take a sip of water. Okay, quite a long article over here, but I found it very interesting. So with the halving that came into effect over the weekend, we have to realize that it now takes double the amount of energy to mine 1 Bitcoin because the difficulty rate has now been doubled. Okay, so if you used to get 1 Bitcoin a day using $100 worth of electricity or $10 worth of electricity, just making the numbers round, you will now be able to mint or mine half of a Bitcoin at still the same rate of electricity. Quite an interesting article where they say, welcome to a new paradigm. Bitcoin electrical cost is now a whopping $77,000 to mine 1 Bitcoin. This is the raw electricity cost to power the network per Bitcoin mined. Okay, Bitcoin miner price hits $244,000 on Saturday. This is the block reward plus fees plus Bitcoin mined. It boomed in transactional fees, and it hit $230 plus. And for those of you that has been sending Bitcoin up and down using the Bitcoin network, it is extremely expensive now to, send Bitcoin between exchanges and wallets at the moment. because fees has to make up now because of price action is not high enough to make the mining worth it. Right. This means Bitcoin is trading at a deep discount. Okay. Price under electrical cost typically lasts just a couple of days every 4 years. So where price is at the moment is considered a massive discount because of how expensive it is to mine a Bitcoin and where price action is at the moment. This means one of three things can happen. Price either skyrockets to make it worth it for the miners, or 15% of them on average go out of business because they can't afford the amount of Bitcoin that they are getting, and the operational cost to keep it running is not worth it. So they either have to have reserve cash to carry them through where we are right now, or the transaction fees remain a lot higher on average. I'm expecting a bit of all three. So quite a very interesting article that I found over years. Like, it almost gives you that hint that perhaps price needs to go lower and higher. And if it doesn't go higher, then we're still going to see massive expensive fees on the price of Bitcoin transacting or sending it between wallets and so forth. Okay, next up. Bitcoin order book. No sell wall until $75,000. So perhaps this is also some bullish momentum, is to say that, you know, lots of liquidation levels or lots of sell walls there at $75,000, where we're potentially going to claim the all-time high once again. Next up, Bitcoin just flipped Meta from a market cap perspective. Okay, so Bitcoin is now 9th in the world from a market cap perspective, and you can see gold is still number 1 over here. So it would be kind of interesting just to see that, well, if this bull market plays out the way that everyone thinks it's going to play out, how high Bitcoin is going to climb this ladder here to the upside. So very bullish for Bitcoin here at the moment, just flipping Facebook from a market cap perspective. Next up, since Friday's halving, Bitcoin now has a higher stock to flow range than gold. And I mean, when you look at gold, it's very linear and flat at the moment, even with gold sitting in all-time highs recently. I mean, you can't compare a linear chart or a linear model to an exponential model, and some would say that an exponential model cannot be computed by a human brain. Okay, so quite bullish here still for the price of Bitcoin, because the supply is not becoming more, it's actually becoming less, and the halving each time makes the supply being cut in half. I can't remember exactly how many Bitcoin is left in total to mine. I will go do some research on that. And but it's a scarcity asset, definitely. Right, next up, Bitcoin is forming a bullish flag pattern on the daily time frame. Okay, basically the same pattern that we are watching over here, right? And if you had to measure it out, what they're basically saying is $87,000. Okay, so let's just do a quick and dirty analysis over here. You take the pole from the high to the high, from the low to the high, and depending on where we break out, minus is actually a little bit higher, but if we take it from the low, you're looking at about $82,000, and depending if we break these highs over here, we put the pole on top there, then you're looking at about $92,000, $92,400. Will this pattern, this simple pattern, play out, or are we literally going to grab the liquidity and tumble down again? Only time will tell. Right, let's just go back here onto the news. Next up, Bitcoin striking similarity with its second cycle. Looking at the monthly RSI, it seems Bitcoin is replicating the price action and the momentum it had in March 2017. And they are basically comparing us to what happened over here, right? Can everyone see that? Yes. Okay, saying that, well, this was perhaps the low, that was perhaps the low, and now we're going to have that euphoric move here to the upside. Will this time be different? Right, expecting a lot higher than just $87,000 over here. Okay, that wraps up the news. Let's go analyze the price of Bitcoin, see where we could potentially get out those juicy long entries here to the upside. Okay, the first thing I want to do is zoom into the 1 hour. and I will go through the comments in a moment. I just want to go through what is happening here more locally, okay? The one thing that I am still looking over here is that I still want us to claim this high. Remember, guys, last week during my live streams as well, as I told you guys how important this level is, okay? I want to see us claim it. And at the moment, we they're not there just as yet. I want to see us smash that level, not just SFP from it. That would still be bearish. If we SFP from this level, there is still a chance that we can come and claim the lows and grab the liquidity before we see momentum back to the upside. I want to see us break this high over here, break it with nice volume, retest it as support for momentum back to the upside. Okay. Now, what I want to do is also want to share with you guys a nice little trade that I took this morning, okay? And yes, I was a bit naughty. I went on to the 1 minute time frame, but it was such an obvious trade. I couldn't not take it. Right. If I go look at this price action, okay? Andy, you guys know Andy. If you don't know Andy, please go Andy at Andy Bitcoin Sensors. Go follow his channel. Spoke about the volume strategy on Sunday. And then this morning, I applied that strategy, okay? And I made some good gains here to the upside. When I go into the 1 minute, let me show you guys. Okay, this is the trade I took this morning. Okay, I saw this volume spike, okay? And now you have to go and zoom in to say, well, which candle is that? You zoom in, because these volume strategies play out on all the time frames. I just saw it on the 1 minute when I was doing some analysis. I was like, ooh, there's a trading opportunity. I'm going to take it. Right, so you take your little box. Okay, when you see a high volume spike like that, you go find the candle where it happened. Okay, and you put a little box on the wick. From the close of the candle to the top of the wick, you just drag your box across. Very simple strategy, and I think Andy explained it so beautifully in his video on Sunday. For those of you that don't know volume strategy, all you need is a chart and volume. You don't need any other indicator. That's all you need. You don't look at RSIs, you don't look at MACDs, you don't look at anything else. This is a pure volume strategy out here. Right, and that is what I saw. So what happened is, grab my Koki. You have a high volume spike. The rule is you have a little support or resistance box, and then we broke out with more high volume. You can see we broke out with okay-ish volume. We retapped it as support, okay, and then we broke out. And this is the trade that I took. Also had a trend line. I'm just trying to recreate what happened over here. Want to see? Yes, we had the high volume. Show you guys exactly the trade that I took. Okay. Take the brushes here out. And this is where I entered. Okay. When I saw the breakout, okay, the breakout over here, it told me that we most likely going to come back for a retest, and we retested this high volume node over here, and your stop loss goes there. So that was my trading setup, if I remember correctly. Okay, so that is your trading setup over there. You target the highs, you put your stop below the low. Not a great risk to reward, okay, but nonetheless a trade nonetheless. So the risk to reward on the volume strategy trades is not usually that high, but the probability of the volume strategy playing out is, I think, like 80%. It has a high probability of it playing out. Okay, that's the trade that I took. You have a volume strategy, you break out, you come back for the retest on the high volume node, and you target the high. That is the strategy that you follow. And then as soon as we started moving into the green, I moved my stop loss, okay, to de-risk myself. If you, just want to see here something. If you missed the volume strategy, you could have played the break of trend as well, okay? And then that is your trading setup. You play the breakout, you put your stop below the low, you target the high. Okay. And that is basically what I did as well. When I, no, I think I played it a little bit different, but I think the gist of what I'm trying to get out here makes sense, is that You have a high volume node, you break out, you retest it, and then you target the high, you take profits. Right. Nice, beautiful trade that played out on the 1 minute, and you get these trades on all the time frames. What's nice about the 1 minute is it moves fast, so you're in and out of the market very quickly. And if volume strategy is too complicated and you don't understand it, this is the trade that I was looking for as well. From a breakout perspective, you enter, stop loss below the wicks over there, you target the high, you out. Right, price did find some upwards momentum here, but I don't care. I don't care if price goes higher after I've taken profits, because I'm in and out, I've made my money, profits in the bag, I'm happy. Right. Okay, that's basically what happened here on the smaller time frames this morning. More or less. Could have played out a little bit different, but basically that's the scenario that I played this morning. Okay. You can see where we're struggling now at the moment. Although I don't like it when it starts touching it so many times. I don't like it. Right. Want to see something here. Nonetheless, let's go back onto the 15 minute. Okay, so the one thing that I'm now tracking is quite obvious. Just track this trend here to the downside. I want to see if that breaks successfully. Also, you can take your fib from the low to the high. Okay. I like that the 618 has support here by these highs that can offer support. But what I'm now looking at the structure over here, for bullish momentum to continue to the upside without us coming to claim this low again. Okay, I would like to see this as a 1, 2, 3 year to the upside. So when I go and measure, where can we potentially, if this is a 1, 2, and we are building a third wave here to the upside, you can go and take your fib expansion. And this is kind of the target that I'm eyeing at the moment if this scenario plays out. And obviously I have clear invalidations, right? Is that it can take us, this third wave can take us to $72,500, give or take, depending on which exchange you use to do your analysis. Right. I would like to see this for bullish momentum to continue to the upside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, 1, and so it continues. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, and so it continues. Right, so kind of this is the structure that I'm looking at right now. The other thing, let me just make sure over here. An invalidation of a third wave here to the upside for me is coming to claim these lows again. Okay. If we had to come back down here and we claim these lows, I would say any move away, the probabilities increase for the move away if we do get a bounce is corrective, and we can still come and claim the liquidity below these lows. So it's still very important to see what's going to happen here more locally. So a possible long setup that I will still be watching over here, guys, is if I switch on my session volume profile. Now trying to find areas of confluence. You can see that we have a naked point of control over here that has not been tapped. You can see the day opened, the day closed, no price action went into this point of control just as yet. And I already have it marked out. Okay, and I call it naked. Okay, naked point of control. We also have a naked point of control above, slightly above, and you can also see where we got rejected at the moment. Where did we get rejected? At a naked point of control, an untapped naked point of control. Yeah, that's exactly where we got rejected now. So you can see that these levels are quite powerful. Right, they don't always play out, but they play out most of the time. So now I'm trying to find areas of confluence, and let me just clean it up a bit, switch the session volume profile off. I have a previous day, okay, just switch that on for you guys just to explain. I have a previous day value area high over here, okay, previous day value area high that we've just broken through today. So the previous day value area high can there we get a nice little dump here to the downside. This area can offer support, where you're finding support above these highs, okay, for that potential bounce to the upside. If we lose the value area high and we flip it into resistance, we break through with high volume, you retest it and you come down, this is the next area that I will find very interesting for a potential bounce here to the upside. Okay, that SFP, double bottom, triple bottom, or just a tap and movement away from it, I will be very interested to see what's going to happen at this naked point of control. But the first stop is here by the value area high. What I want to do now is just see, well, how does it align with a Fibonacci? Right, so I want to look at this structure over here from the low to the high. Okay, what I do like from this pivot to the high that we've made over here, when you draw your fib, I do like that the 382, it's not exactly aligned, but it's close enough, can offer that support for continuation to the upside, breaking this trend that I've just shown you guys. The small little mini trend that I've gotten here, if we find downwards momentum, we break this trend successfully, this can still be very bullish, because bullish momentum to the upside, when you are inside a trending market to the upside or to the downside, the 382 levels are strong bouncing levels. Okay. If we lose the 382, then here by the 618 and the 786, and I've said this so many times during my live streams, is the golden zone. This is the golden zone, and preferably I would like to see bullish CVD between this pivot and this pivot. If we lose this level and we form bullish CVD, and we off to the races. Okay, so from a long setup perspective, these are the two areas that I'm currently watching. Round about $63,000, 867, and $65,000, 200, give or take. Okay, it's the areas that I'm currently watching for a potential long to the upside. Speculating that this momentum here to the upside is going to continue for us to come and hit the 1.618 on top here. Right, so this is purely from a bullish perspective that I'm watching at the moment. And as always, I have to highlight the bearish scenarios as well. And I've briefly touched on it, is to say that if we lose these levels, okay, perhaps you get a bounce, you get a rejection back to the downside, and we take this low over here. Okay, because I see this as a 1, 2, and I want this to be a third wave. And as soon as price action comes below 2, then it's not 2 anymore. Okay, it's invalidated, which means that it increases probabilities for us to come and claim this low yet again. Okay, so that's the bearish scenario. And perhaps if the scenario had to play out, okay, you will have a bigger trend that you can track for the breakout. Also, acceptance back. If we had to come back down here, we get acceptance back above the lows. We bounce, we get acceptance back above. That would be a massive bullish trigger for me. If we had to fall down here like a knife and we get a bounce back above these lows, grabbing all of the liquidity, this will be a great long trigger. Also, a little bit further down, I'm not sure if you will get there, $56,000, 985. It's also another point of control. Okay, where I will be watching to say that, well, potentially I can catch the SFP before we get the acceptance back above the highs. For a nice, beautiful entry here to the downside, expecting that explosion here to the upside. Okay, that is basically what I'm watching here for the price of Bitcoin, guys. Let's go through some altcoins. Let me go through some comments. Say hi, David. Guys, 36 watching, the like button, smash up the like button. Yes, share some love, smash up the like button. Let's go, show some love. Take Solon. Okay, they will take Solon. Are you talking about Solana? Chris Hartwood, are you talking about Solana? I believe the moon will push it up. Yes, I also believe, well, based on data, it should push it up. Okay. Let me just start. Hi Hannes, welkom. Lekker by die live stream. Interesting on the 5-minute volume. Yes, Randy's under pressure, so the hedge is in. Okay. Cool. Let's go through some of the altcoins which I've built some swing positions for. And I've got a couple of more that I haven't opened yet, so I'm waiting. I want to see a little bit of a correction over here. If we can bounce here by this naked point of control by $63,000 and we get a successful SFP here, that is where I will add to my swing positions and open some of them that I've missed out on. Okay, definitely in this area. So I'm always watching Bitcoin to see what the altcoins can also potentially do to the upside. Let's go through Ethereum. Okay, so on the 1 hour here on Ethereum, just wanted to show you guys, and I showed this last week as well, I've been tracking this momentum here to the downside, and we got a successful breakout over here, right? Also maybe that 1, 2, third wave in the making. Okay, and if it's an ABC, I see us rejecting here by the 1.236, perhaps in confluence with the trend. Okay, just to show everyone, where do I get this from? Okay, so one scenario that I'm watching here for Ethereum is to say that, well, usually I want to play or catch the breakout before the bigger breakout happens. Okay, and how you do that is you play the breakout over here, your stop was below the low, you're targeting the high over here, and now perhaps price moves up, it moves up, but now you want to see how price is going to react at this trend. Does it fake out for momentum to the downside, or does it smash through here? It taps the 1.618, which is a third wave target, and then it does 4, 5, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it starts building impulses back to the upside. So I would really like, and I mean, we don't always get what we want in this market. It would be nice if this is definitely a wave 1, 2, and we are building a third wave here to the upside. If we hit the 1.618, things could start looking very bullish over here, okay? Where you move up, you have a breakout, okay? That's the third wave. You make a fourth wave, you make a fifth wave. I would like to see a 5-wave structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to see a 5-wave structure. If it's going to be a 3-wave structure, high probability that we're going to come claim the low. Want to see a 5-wave structure. Okay, once you've completed the 5th wave over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I want to see an ABC correction, A, B, C. Perhaps you come test the trend line here, okay? Stopping out all the early breakout traders over here. You know, usually I've seen it so many times, it stops them all out because now they protected their positions and they're like, oh crap. Bounces beautifully on the trend line, which is the ABC correction, and then it starts with bigger impulses here to the upside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It just, you know, motors from there coming to claim this high once again. So kind of what I'm seeing here at the moment on the price of Ethereum. Also, I was looking at Coty, and I wanted to tell you guys why I would not trade Coty at the moment. Coty is one of those where I was like, ooh, I wanted to build a swing position, and then I was like, not yet, not yet. Some of the altcoins are not ready. Some of them are ready, some of them are not ready. Because when I looked at this price action over here, I was like, this can definitely be a 1, 2, 3 here to the upside, or it can even be 1, 2, 3 here to the upside. But regardless of whether this is the 2 or whether this is the 2 over here, doesn't really matter. The wave target is exactly the same. Look at where it rejected. I don't know how many times I have to tell people how important this 1.618 level is. If you longed over here, look at the target where exactly we got rejected in confluence with the major trend that I'm watching here. If I zoom out, look at this trend that I'm tracking here to the downside. Okay, here's the massive trend that I'm tracking, and look at exactly where we got rejected. Also a third wave target, 1, 2, 3. Okay, are we now busy with the ABC correction? Are we still going to see a 5th wave to the upside? So what I would like to see for Coty before I buy in, because Coty definitely, I want Coty in my swing bag. I really want it, but I'm patient. I sit on my hands and I wait for price to play out. And I also like to say that I like to trade from my area of interest. I do not trade to my area of interest. That is very important, because some people will expect price to still go higher, and then they will start buying in. And by the time price is over here, then they liquidated their account. Okay, if your area of interest is over here, only start buying where your area of interest is. So looking at Coty, and I'm not sure if it's going to play out like this, but what I would like for it to do is to say that, well, if this is a 1, 2, 3 here to the upside, rejecting exactly at the 1.618, which is a third wave target. Okay, we are now potentially busy with a fourth wave, right? So from the second to where we rejected, I do not want to see COTI hit the 1.61 or the 0.618. This is an invalidation for a fourth wave here to the downside. Maximum or preferred target 382, we're almost there. A maximum target for a fourth wave in confluence with this consolidation area over here is the 50% fib level. So that means, okay, but it's bullish, but it's still bearish as well. So even if COTI still comes down here and it bounces, then this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where we could still see a ABC correction. Then I'll be tracking this trend. Okay, so perhaps the structure plays out as follows: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. It bounces on this trend, and then we see the true breakout. Okay, so this is the structure that I'm currently waiting on COTI to give me the clues. I'm not going to play that breakout. If we bounce here by the 50% or the 382, I will not be playing this breakout, because then it's a 5-wave structure and we could still have an ABC correction to the downside. I want the C wave. I want to buy in at the C wave. We don't always get what we want, but that is what I'm watching here on the price of COTI at the moment. Right. What else? What else? Okay. Let's go through some comments over here. COTI could retest that support. This support. You're talking about this support over here. Okay, definitely. Which is in confluence with a 50% fib level and also a maximum fourth wave target to the downside. So if this is a 5-wave structure, I would like us to bounce here. If we tap the 0.618, then the probabilities increase that this is a 3-wave structure, A, B, C, and we're going to go to down to come and claim this low again. So you might get a bounce at the 618, you make a lower high, and you continue the momentum to the downside, grabbing all the liquidity below the lows. So for most of the swing positions that I opened here on Bybit, right? Most of these swing positions, I have a clear invalidation. And most of those invalidations is below this low over here. If I get stopped out and we get acceptance back above these lows, I will simply re-enter. It's as simple as that. I re-enter. Okay, I'm not scared to re-enter a trade, because I'm not risking more than what I can afford to lose, which can then give us that bullish momentum to the upside, finally breaking this trend. Okay, so we always have to keep an eye on both bullish and bearish scenarios. What I would like to see from a bullish perspective is a 5-wave structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to see a 5-wave structure, and the 5th wave has to claim the 3rd wave. You want to see the claim of the 3rd wave over there. Then A, B, C. You drag your trend, you most probably bounce here or on the top of this trend over here once you've made the breakout, and then you get the explosion to the upside. If this is going to turn into a 3-wave structure, then perhaps one more low is in the making. If this is A, B, C, then you're going to start building impulses to the downside. So let's say you come down here, you tap the 0.618, you invalidate the 4th wave, then you have this structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I mean, the 3rd waves can be very explosive. It can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, grabbing the liquidity, and you get acceptance back above the level. That is where I'm interested in longing. Okay, also an SFP from this low over here. Right. Let's go on to Atom. I just want to show you guys. This is what I had during my update. Very, 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 very similar price action between all the altcoins. And you guys will see now. If I go into the 8-hour, okay, just want to briefly show you guys here before I jump into each altcoin separately, okay? Look at the structure that I've got over here. You have, on the bigger time frame, 8-hour, you have a wave, you have a retest, you have a wave, you lost the trend. Okay, and look at where we stopped. 1.618. This level is so powerful. It's unbelievable sometimes when I look at that 1.618 level. Okay, this is also A, B, C. C waves, extended C waves loves the 1.618 and they also love the 1.236 targets. And this is why I started opening up some swing positions last week, is because we were consolidating, and I was like, well, I have a clear invalidation. Okay, we tapped a C wave target. I don't mind building up a swing position in this area and adding to my spot bags. If we get a sweep of the low, I will simply re-enter if I get stopped out. Okay. And now we're finding some nice upwards momentum, hence the nice little green that we see over here, but it can turn red at any moment, but my positions are protected. I don't mind re-entering these positions. Right, for Bybit, you guys know the deal. 20% fee reduction, Blowfin, new exchange that I've added for you guys. Go check them out, go try them out. Let me know what you think about Blowfin. I'm really enjoying trading on there at the moment. And Mixi, you don't need KYC for any of these two exchanges. Okay, so looking at the structure, the point that I was trying to drive through to everyone is that when people are scared to buy, and I've said this a couple of times last week, I like to buy the fear. So when I see this structure over here, and I now start jumping through some of the other altcoins, look at what you see over here. EGLD just looks the same. Lost the trend. Okay, actually took that fib expansion out. A, B, C. Look at where the C wave ended, 1.236 or the 1.618. So for C wave, this entire area is considered a target for a C wave, this entire area. So it can reject or bounce anywhere inside of this area, but we have hit a C wave target. Right, this is where I added to my spot bags. I'm still tracking the momentum here to the downside, and if we get a successful breakout, I will simply add to my position, build them a little bit bigger, but I wanted to catch them before the breakout. Same thing on DOT. Okay, I'm gonna go. I've already done some scribbles over here for our community, the Legends community, where they get the alpha first. Okay, if you guys want to join, link also down in the description. You can see exactly the same thing by DOT. So this is what I'm trying to get to you guys, is that I see the same structure on all the altcoins. You hit the C wave target, you started consolidating, I'm tracking this momentum, so you're not too late. Perhaps we reject here, A, B, C correction, and we find back momentum back to the upside. Okay. So perhaps the first breakout will be a fake out. I don't know. We'll have to see how the price action plays out there. High volume, things to look out, bullish CVD, proof of support. I want to see what happens when we hit these trends. And this is why I started building my positions here, because I don't know what's going to happen when we hit this trend. Okay, so also just to give you guys an example on DOT, and many of the ones that I'm going to show you now, is this can be a retest of the trend. Okay, where this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. Okay, it can definitely be a retest of the trend. But if this is a 5-wave structure, then it's going to make me extremely bullish, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. It forms a trend, and then you have the breakout to the upside to come and claim the highs. Definitely what I'm seeing at the moment. Well, if the 5-wave structure does play out. Okay, let's jump on to let's go through them. AVAX. Let's go through AVAX. Right. Same thing. Guys, see? C-wave target. Tracking this momentum. I want to see us break back into trend. Algorand. Same thing. Okay. Kava. Same thing. They just all look exactly the same, guys. Coty is the one that scared me a little bit, and that's why I didn't build a position on Coty. Right. Zilliqa. Oh, let me just take the scribble out here. Okay. Right. Brush out. Okay, Zilliqa actually is the one that looks a little bit different. Zilliqa actually looks very bullish, more bullish so than some of the other ones that I've just shown you guys. Look at this momentum here to the upside. Okay, where we started the trend over here when we made this low. You could plot your trend over here and look at where it bounced on the trend. It didn't lose trend. So Zilliqa actually looks more bullish than some of the altcoins that I've just shown you, because it's inside of trend still. It tapped the trend. Home buys are the best buys, expecting that momentum back to the upside. Okay, also look at where we peaked with the highs. Look at where we got rejected. 1.618. I cannot stress to you guys enough how important the 618 levels are. Okay. Who else? H-bar. H-bar is back in trend, also looking more bullish than some of the altcoins. Okay. You tap the trend. You got a fake out to the upside, and at the moment we have acceptance back inside the trend. Okay. Also keeping an eye on this momentum. I want to see how we break this momentum. Do we break out? Do we perhaps come down, make a higher low for then the breakout to the upside? So I will be patient. I'm going to be very patient and observe what's going to happen over here. Please don't just FOMO in and buy with everything that you have. You have to wait for price to show you the way. Okay, CRV. Let's see. CRV is actually at the moment retesting the trend. Okay, it needs to break back. It's retesting this now as resistance. There's some nice green volume kicking in here, but it's got this diagonal and it's got this diagonal to compete with together with the trend. So it's got some resistance it needs to break through. Okay. But yeah, I mean, this is the one that you want to keep an eye on, right? Also, it's found support here. Just want to see where it found support. CRV actually took quite a beating, right? Nice fake out from CRV. And perhaps this is where you'd like to. Okay, been tracking this momentum. We got a beautiful breakout. We got a retest, a bounce, and then we started making lower highs. And look at where we are now. We are retesting. Let me go on to the 12-hour. We are retesting bear market lows. We retested bear market lows here. Okay, this is why I'm so bullish here. We bullish on CRV. Look at where you could have bought, or where you are still buying. You are at bear market lows over here. That's offering support here at the moment. So we got a wick in and expecting that breakout here to the upside. Go back onto the 1 hour. Just want to see what price action looks like over here. Okay, let's move on. KSM, I'm going to jump through a couple of them. Right. Like I always say, the ones here in red and green, more high risk portfolio for me. The red ones over here is the fundamental coins that I really enjoy and like. Let's keep it to the 8 hour over here. Okay. We faced massive resistance here with KSM. Okay. Just we tapped it. We got rejection. Made a lower high. Lost the trend. Okay. And also we hit a C wave target, if I'm not mistaken. A, B, C wave target 1.236. Right. Okay, so who else? ILV. ILV I think is going to gaming. If you guys don't have a gaming portfolio, you need to have a little bit of everything in your portfolio. It's currently looking very good. Okay, ILV is looking very good. We're back in trend, baby. I want to see the break of this one. Successful break. Okay, nice touch over here. Fake out, acceptance back above. Right. Bitcoin just needs to play ball. Mina protocol. Oh, Mina has broken trend. Look at this. Okay. Mina has broken trend. And I see green volume is starting to kick in here on the price of Mina. Okay, Mina just looked absolutely like it was getting destroyed. And I remember Andy started adding this to his spot bags as well, including myself. Okay, and then we just got hammered here to the downside. And what I liked is 786 level, beautiful bounce in the golden zone. Okay, breaking the trend at the moment. So Mina can definitely still go up a little bit, and perhaps this trend has now changed where you have now a more horizontal trend. Okay, but still the home line nonetheless. XTZ, Tezos. Okay, I'm just showing you guys all of them. C wave target hit. Okay, nice sharp movement here to the upside. A, B, C. We hit the 1-to-1 ratio. I actually already had that in there. Also C wave target 1-to-1, 1236, 1618. Okay, this is what Bitcoin did here on the 4 hour. You hit the C wave target 1-to-1 extension. If you look at Bitcoin here on the 4 hour, Sorry guys, I'm going fast. I want to show you guys all the altcoins that I'm watching here at the moment. Fan of Jasmine? Yes, I am a fan of Jasmine. Okay, I'll go through it now. Thanks for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Night of Eternity. Thanks for the super chat. I will go through JASMY in a moment. Appreciate it. Cool. Also, when you take a fib extension, A, B, C. You see at the C, 1-to-1 ratio, also a C wave target, right? And I can go as far as to say that, okay, well, I only want to see my C wave targets. I go into my templates, I see C wave, right? There's my C wave targets, 1-to-1, oops, 1.236, 1.618, all C wave targets. Okay, and we hit the minimum C wave target, still currently inside of the range over here. Right, XTZ, 1-to-1 ratio. Can we find that upwards momentum? Filecoin, someone asked for Filecoin. Here we go, Filecoin's on the list. Okay, looks bullish, back in trend. Filecoin is back in trend. Okay, just keep an eye on this momentum here to the downside. It bounced in the golden zone between the 618 and the 786. When you take a fib from the low to the high, okay, you will see bounced in the golden zone. Yes guys, the golden zones are powerful buying opportunities. You guys don't understand how powerful the golden zones are. When you have a massive move, a multi-month massive move to the upside, and you have a retracement into the golden zone where your larger RSIs, I like to look at RSIs when I build swing positions and add to my spot bags. Okay, at the bottom inside of the golden zone, you almost guaranteed at least a bounce to the upside. I mean, we want to come and claim the all-time highs, but at least you will get a bounce. If we make a lower high, by all means, I'll be taking profits on the way up. Okay, who else? Or what else? Matic. Let's look at Matic. Okay, but do you guys see the similarity? Okay, every single altcoin that I've gone through now, they just have these similarities where most of them have bounced inside of the golden zone. They are all still waiting to break the momentum line, and perhaps it will be a retest and a rejection and then a breakout. We'll just have to observe price reaction as we go up. But I mean, I am building my spot bags for the remainder of this bull run. So from a spot perspective, I am buying the dips. I bought over here, right, with all my favorite altcoins. Phantom. Ooh, Phantom actually looks very bullish. I mean, it didn't even come down to the trend. Look at Phantom from the low to the high. Look at where it bounced. It tapped as 618 to perfection. Okay, found support by the highs. It came down, found support by the highs, 618. Nice bounce here to the upside. It broke this trend. If I go into the 1 hour, I think we spoke about this in one of my previous live streams. Okay, let me just take the brushes out. Okay, cool. We spoke about Phantom during one of my previous live streams where I said you want to catch the breakout before the breakout, and we were actually tracking this trend as well. We were tracking that trend. When I spoke about this last week or the week before, I can't remember exactly. Okay, where you could have played the breakout over there. We got a rejection at the trend. So if you protected your position, you would have been stopped out. Maybe you took profits on the way up, but now we had another breakout. Okay, also a stop hunt, but now, I mean, this is where you want to enter. This is where you want to enter. Also looking at the bigger consolidation area over here. And now we're finding upwards momentum to the next target, the next trend. Okay, back into the 8 hour. What else? Let's run through some more altcoins. GMT. Where is JASMY? Someone asked me, super chat, JASMY. Let's look at JASMY for the super chat over here. Okay, I am very bullish on JASMY. I also recently started adding it to my spot bags. Let's go daily. Let's just zoom out, take stock of where we are. It just looks like such a beautiful reversal. I mean, look at where this coin came from. Launched during the peak of the previous bull cycle. That's why it just got absolutely slaughtered. Okay, just launched during the wrong time. Just got launched during the wrong time. And what I do like is when I take this little pivot over there, I'll show you guys now. Okay, just want to zoom in here. See this little pivot over here, which is providing support. Okay, resistance, resistance. This is what I like to see. Okay, you found the low, you found another low. So you had support, you had a bounce, you broke down, you retested it as resistance, validating that this is a support resistance. And then we had the whole bear cycle where we just basically consolidated and did nothing. And then volume started kicking in. This is why I like JASMY. Volume started kicking in, showing me that there's signs of life. We broke through the resistance, flipping it into support. And I told you guys, I want to see this level hold. If we lose this level, it's bearish for JASMY. Tracking this momentum here to the downside, it looks like we're now getting a breakout. I'll go zoom into the smaller time frames to see what's happening there. But we weren't lucky, or I wasn't lucky enough. I wanted to buy here with a retest. Wasn't lucky enough. I wanted it to come back down lower, but definitely if it does come into the zone, I will be adding. Right, so we've now done an RS flip where we broke out, we flipped the resistance into support, and now we're forming this consolidation area over here. Could this be the trend line, okay, that we are now going to see the breakout from, or are we going to have another fake out? Okay, just be careful with fake outs. Okay, this could be a fake out. Oof. If it can just come down lower, I would be very bullish on JASMY. Okay, fan of JASMY, yes. Can you check out UMB or share your opinion on it? Definitely, I will go do that. Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate it. Right. Let's celebrate their first super chat on the live stream. Okay. well done, man. I don't know if it's telling me that I need to celebrate my first super chat or whether it's telling you well done on your first super chat. BGN MA. Right. I will go look at UMB in a moment. So what I want to do here, just to wrap it up on JASMY, and sorry guys, I just deleted some stuff over here. Let's go back onto the 4 hour. Okay. Let's see what's happening here. It does look like the trend is being respected. Okay. Okay. So from a bearish perspective, if this is a breakout and a rejection by the 0.618, just see how we react here. Do we come back down for a retest and then continuation? Or is this going to be a fake out? Okay. Bitcoin obviously just needs to play ball over here. It can definitely be a true breakout here. It has all the signs, but it's just had a fake out before. That was very convincing with green high volume that kicked in here out the breakout. You even had a beautiful retest and then it just fell down. So just be careful with breakouts. Make sure that you are protected. If I was playing this breakout here to the upside, my trading setup would look something like this. Okay. That is what my trading setup would look like. You have to protect yourself. Make sure that you don't risk more than what you can afford to lose. So from this trading perspective, I would, stop loss below the low. You're targeting the high over here. And you could even be taking profits on the way up. Yeah, it's a messy day trading chart, but definitely still a good coin from a spot perspective, adding to your spot bags. Okay, so I actually don't care what price action does over here from a spot perspective. I just keep on buying the dips. Right, but it's not a beautiful day trading coin for me. It has these fake outs that makes me nervous, and it could be one of those scenarios where you reject at the 618 and you come and claim the lows again. Okay, I just don't like to day trade JASMY. It doesn't give me the wildness that I'm looking for from a day trading perspective. There's better coins that I would trade for that. Right, let's go look at UMB. I think I might have it. UMB, USDT. Let's see. I do have it. Find it for me, please. There we go. Umbrella. Oh, Andy is very bullish on Umbrella. Oof. Wow. Look at where it bounced. I mean, do I have to even say something? I always tell people the home buys are the best buys. Look at where you bounced. Okay, this is where you formed the trend. So your trend would have most probably been something like that. You lost the trend, you bounced, and then you started consolidating. You're like, okay, I'm starting to form a trend. I only have 2 touches. I'm waiting for a 3rd touch. Okay, so your trend would have most probably been there at first. Okay, so that's also a trend. It's highly volatile, and I can see that it has an extreme low market cap, hence the wicks to the upside. But I mean, the general price action is still in the upwards momentum, so it does look bullish for now. And I would even now, because we got this touch, I would readjust my trend line, because the minimum touches that you need is 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is still inside trend for me at the moment, and definitely a load up zone. Definite load up zone for me from a spot bag perspective. Load up zone. Okay. From a trend line perspective, not easy, guys. Really not easy. It just has so many wicks. Okay, you could have played that breakout. I would watch this one over here. Okay, so perhaps connect the highs over here and connect it to this little consolidation area over here. Put it on top of the wicks because you want to prevent fake outs. Okay, if you're going to start moving your trend here into the body, or try and connect these pivots as well, you could still have fake outs. Okay, because that's also a trend. You have 1, 2, 3 beautiful touches. You have this massive fake out. I like to put my trends on top of the wicks so that I can prevent the fake outs. Is this a fake out or is it a breakout? I would rather get a little bit late to the party. I'd rather do that. Okay, in case price does this, I'm still not in the trade. I would rather wait for this breakout. Okay, I want to see us claim all of these wicks, because then it will most likely be a true breakout, because this can still be a fake out if you put your trend over here. This could still be a fake out. I don't trust it, especially on low market cap altcoins. But I mean, from a spot perspective, this is a load up zone, baby. This is where you load up, and the lower you go, the more you add. Right. Okay, umbrella, that is done. I think, is there anything else? I wanted to look at dominance, finding some momentum here to the downside. Dexy, oh, Dexy looks like it wants to move up. Okay, bull flag, maybe a bull flag over here, or are we going to find lower prices here from the Dexy? Dexy needs to play ball. Dexy needs to fall down. Right, Mohammed, thank you guys, thank you everyone so much. Remember guys, one thing I also wanted to show everyone is, I get this question a lot. So if you're watching this live stream right now, or you're going to watch the live stream replay when you go into my channel, okay, I just want to show everyone, because I get this question so many times. I don't know where to start. I've never invested in crypto. What do I do? Which exchange do I use? You will see that inside of my YouTube channel, I have a section called trading tutorials. Go check out all of these trading tutorials, right? And if there's still something that's unclear to you, drop me a comment on one of the videos, and I will see if I can make a video around the question that pops up the most. So if 5 people are asking for a specific thing, I will definitely go make a video. I'm educating everyone. I've got the moon phases over here that most of you are aware of at the moment. If you haven't watched the moon phases, very powerful. I also have a long-term portfolio strategy over here that's also extremely powerful. Do this now. When you start out trading and you have no idea where to start, go check out this video. Okay, how to start trading as a complete beginner. That's where you start. How to use Mexi if you've never used an exchange, and you'll see I've done it here on Mexi, but Bybit, Blowfin, if you've watched this tutorial, you must probably be able to ace the other exchanges as well, because the UI and the interfaces are exactly the same. Just copy me. There's a trading strategy that you can start learning as a newbie, as a beginner, right? Also, a nice little how to draw weekly, monthly levels on the price of Bitcoin for SFPs, and just a quick educational video how to add those levels. Right, thank you so much everyone for watching. Gummy, I'm not going to go through Gummy. Unfortunately, ran out of time. Lee, I see you. Unfortunately, I've run out of time. Thanks everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Please smash up the like, hit subscribe for future notifications, and I will check you guys in the next one. Cheers for now.